Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great, as always. And I just wanted to start with the quick video. I'm just starting to piece this information together, and I think it's really, really fascinating. I was kind of curious on, like a lot of us are, just about what is out there in the universe exactly. One fact that I'm firm on is that it is all um, physical evolution. So everything that we are and that we're experiencing as human beings, it's not intelligent design or created by anyone um, like God or anything like that. This is all pure evolution from which we come from. But spiritual beings are real, but they just don't have any direct impact or part of the creation process in the physical half of the universe. They're two separate things, and there is this is simply physical evolution unfolding. So that being said, the facts as far as like what we know the universe, I was really curious about that sort of thing and where we're at with that and what the details are. And I started real basic with my question and answer sessions when speaking with both my spiritual guides and scientists from Earth, actually a lot of people, about helping me to answer these questions. And I wanted to start really basic. And I wanted to share this because I'm not very far on it, but it's really fascinating, and I wanted to be able to at least get the process started. As far as our universe now, the current calculation, and I think there's a margin of error of about 20 million years. I'm just looking at my notes here, so relatively small margin of error, so to speak. 13.8 billion years old is the current estimated age of this universe. However, it's actually much, much older. From what I was able to hear, from what I was told, over 400 billion years to be exact. So it is massive, and I can't imagine just the size, and I haven't gotten into that yet, like the size of it and that sort of thing. And I read a lot of articles where they're continuously expanding their, current known estimates of the size of the universe, and it just gets more and more massive. So it would make sense that our time is it's going in the right direction as far as tens of billions, but it's really hundreds of billions of years old. And it just kind of makes sense too, because if you think about it, I mean, technology is not that old on Earth, like a couple hundred years or so. As far as technology as we know it to this day, TV and radios and cell phones. And for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, people were walking or riding ships or horses. And now, just over the past 100, 200 years or so, now we have instant communication with cell phones, recreational space travel, and the quality of life due to advances in medicine. And just there's so many, technology has exponentially increased along with our scientific equipment. And that's only in the past couple centuries. So I can only imagine just where we'll be in the next couple hundred years or so, and what we'll start to be able to experience and find out there. But that's one fascinating thing that I found. But what's kind of cool is the universe is infinite, and I'll actually explain that in another video too. But infinity can be understood and analyzed in the sense of the universe, as far as space and time never ending. It's really fascinating too. So those are two fundamental qualities of existence that simply exist at all times, no matter what. So as far as I called it a region because this universe that we're in, with all the galaxies and everything, and that are within it, it's not the only one. So it is extremely massive, and again, I haven't found out what the size is yet. But this thing that is 400 billion years of age is just one big collection, of matter and that sort of thing, and other physical qualities that make up this particular region of the universe, this collection, so to speak. And there's a second one, believe it or not. There's 2 and 2 only, but the one we're in, I refer to as Region 1. The second one is Region 2. So the second massive collection of data and not data, I'm sorry, planets and galaxies and that sort of thing is we'll call Region 2 for now. But they are very, very similar, which is really curious, I found. And this is just starting to scrape the surface too. So that one is larger than the region that Earth is in, but it is younger. It is over 300 billion years old. So it is larger, but a little bit younger. So now, other than that, the physical qualities are nearly the same. All the fundamental physical qualities of each region that exists in the never-ending universe. Everything else is just pure black nothing. And then in the middle of this, there's 2 big collections again. So there's humans in both. And not only that, so what I was able to get so far too was that there are actually, the way I worded it to try and separate it, because a lot of animals are conscious. There's different levels of intellect and awareness and the ability to recall memory and create language and use our reasoning faculties to help us be able to evolve to a certain point of higher consciousness, like humans, so we can create and analyze and communicate and things like that at a higher level than other beings. So advanced consciousness, humans, just to kind of separate us from the rest of animal life, like on planet Earth, because some animals do display certain qualities or characteristics of consciousness at different levels as well. So that's what I was talking about with my spiritual guides as well. And so I'd ask them, as far as like civilizations, and knowledge and awareness, language and that sort of stuff, how many species, based on how you guys categorize it, because I didn't know how to break it down based on humans. So other than humans or that are similar to humans, can you separate, like how many different types? And they said several hundred. And that, again, that applies for each region. So hundreds of species that have evolved to a certain point, like humans have here, and are on that trajectory, or much further along as well. So as far as technology and advanced science and that sort of thing. Now what's curious is they're all fairly similar, actually. So this is kind of the point where I've reached so far. So both of these regions are very, very similar and have several hundreds of species or types of beings that are similar to humans that are able to, process things like we do and make advancements. So curiously enough, they're all fairly similar in that they're all bipedal, meaning they have 2 legs, and have hands like we do, fingers and everything similar to that. And another curious similarity was that we're all, like as far as having children, that sort of thing, that's similar too. So the way they're birthed and then, carried with them, in the female and that sort of thing, and then given birth to, versus I'd ask, like, for example, like eggs, for example, do any of these species, do they have their kids in eggs? The answer is no. So they're all very similar to humans in that respect. Walk upright, have the hands and feet, and that sort of thing, and similar qualities. But then it differs from there, which is very curious. So, but the basic qualities are similar, which I find very interesting in that we share these traits with, because you see, like, excuse me, like that movie The Arrival. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was a pretty good movie, came out a few years ago, and the aliens were squids. So they were big, like floating squids, and they used their ink to like talk it. It was really cool, but nothing like that as far as advanced species. They're all pretty similar to us, but with very distinguishable qualities that make them curiously unique. So, and I don't know if species is the scientific, exact word, so I do apologize for that. But for example, other than humans, just like us, if you go online, like you can find stuff about gray aliens, for example, And there's a video actually on YouTube about an alien that was captured. I think it was in the 50s. I'll have to double check. But they show them interviewing this alien, and it looks like what we come to know as gray aliens. Shorter, really large eyes, and big bald heads, basically. I did confirm that's a real video, believe it or not, of a real alien, and that is one of the species, the ones that we refer to as grays, that are out there, that have achieved technology and advanced space travel and that sort of thing. There's even a video I came across a few months ago, actually, where someone took footage of a spaceship over Turkey, and you could actually see the gray aliens in the cockpit. I haven't confirmed yet if that was a real video or not. But if it is, that would be absolutely amazing. And this information is known in the afterlife. I'll have to follow up and see if that one is a real video and not like a hoax or anything like that. So, again, the alien interview is real. That's one of the other species. Believe it or not, so are reptilians. So that was the third variety of human-like species that was confirmed for me. I don't know what that means quite yet. I haven't confirmed details as far as, tails, wings, scales, fangs, that sort of thing. But reptilian just kind of brings to mind, scales at the very least, or like rough skin, something along those lines. And what's curious is they're known in UFO circles too, or that field of knowledge. New Age information too, as well, like in the spiritual section of the bookstore, you can find a lot of information about these sorts of beings. And I'm not aware of any videos or anything like that online that shows them, but they are a very real, another version of beings in both these grays, these reptilians, and then humans like ourselves exist, very real in both of these regions. So it's fascinating. That means that there's, and these are separate regions, by the ways, and they're quite a ways apart from each other. They evolved on their own. They are separate, but somehow these processes of evolution, the conditions for life were such that they gave rise to the same sorts of beings in both of these regions. So I think that's pretty cool. Same with basic life like cats, dogs, fish, reptiles. Everything that we have here on Earth are on other planets in both of these regions too. So I find that really interesting, that these patterns of similarity. So that's all I've found out so far. I can't even imagine if there's hundreds of varieties. And if you think about it, we're let me see. So as far as our estimates of the universe, it's maybe 2 or 3%. I think maybe that's close. Our estimates for age are only 2 to 3% of the actual age of the universe. I can't imagine the size, let alone the types of life that are out there. So, and this is only 3 species that I've confirmed are real, or varieties again. So, well, I hope that was cool, because I thought it was really cool, and I was really excited to share that. As I continue to piece this together, I will share and let you know what I find out too. And if you have any questions or additional information or stuff you'd like to share, I would love to learn more about this, and also hear your ideas and thoughts and comments as always. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And as always, thank you for watching, and please take care.